Welcome to Mind Body Stretch Day 13. I'm your coach, Yvette Justina, and today we are doing lower body stretches. We are going to be using, let me get mine. We are going to be using a prop, rolled up yoga mat, rolled up yoga blankets, bolster pillow, anything along those lines. So go ahead and pause this video and go and get your mat. When you're ready, come on back. And we will just take a moment to be present, take a moment to settle in, whether we are just beginning our day, whether we are midday, or whether we are ending our day. Let's make sure that we are here now in our minds, in our present in our bodies, relaxed and ready to create space physically, energetically. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with our hamstrings. Go ahead, shift to the side of your mat. Do a forward fold, reach for those toes, and do a bend in each knee slightly. Chest goes over the top of that thigh, and just get a good, continuous, alternating movement, waking those hamstrings up, and then grabbing the back of your calf, getting a good stretch in here, forward folding, sitting nice and tall, and then we're going to lay flat on our back, feet grounded in the mat. Lift that left knee up towards chest, and then crossing it over to the right side of that thigh, pushing that right foot off of the mat, interlocking those fingers behind the right side, back of that thigh, driving your left elbow into your thigh, bringing your chest up a little bit off of the mat if that feels good, but making sure your neck and head still feel supported, opening up that hip, getting a little deeper into that stretch, bringing that right thigh a little bit closer to your chest. Stay here for 3, 2, 1, release, and we're going to reverse. So left leg goes back to the mat. Right foot is raised off of the mat, crossed over onto the left side of the thigh, driving that foot off of our mat, interlacing the fingers behind the left thigh, driving that right elbow into the right thigh, opening up that hip, creating more space, raising neck, head, and shoulders off the mat just a little bit to create more space, get a little deeper into that stretch. We're going to hold a little bit longer here. 3, 2, 1, release. Feet go flat on the ground. Now I want you to put legs straight up into a little happy baby, knees going towards the armpits. Drive those knees towards the mat. Open, open, open that groin up. Sit here for 3, 2, 1. Release. Feet go flat. Come roll over to the side. Push your body up. And now we're going to go ahead and grab our rolled up mat, our bolster pillow, whatever it is that you have. We're going to open up those hips. I want you to shift the hips up onto that mat. Lay nice and flat. Making sure your hips are raised. Straighten the right leg. Bring left knee up to chest. Grab it with your left hand. Kind of open that hip up a little bit more. And then go ahead and raise your right arm. Go ahead and get a good stretch in that hip, opening up, creating more space on the top of the hip. And release. We're going to go to the other side. Straighten that left leg. Drive that right knee up to chest. Grab it with your right hand. Drive it up towards chest. Open that hip up on the left side, that front facing hip. Drop that left leg nice and flat to the mat. Raise your left arm overhead. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Open that forward facing hip up, creating that space. Getting a little deeper. Hold a little bit longer for 3, 2, 1, and release. Lifting the hip up, shifting that mat out of the way, dropping the butt, coming over to the side. Push up here. Get onto the knees. And here we're just going to create nice circular motion here. Going back and forth, opening up that body. Meet me in the center and reverse. Meet me in the center here. We're going to stretch that quad. So you're going to go back onto your toes, push back into a downward facing dog movement, allowing those heels to drive towards the floor. Get a good little bit more stretch in those hamstrings. Take that right knee between the hands. Foot goes across the body. Drop that hip. Foot goes flat on the floor. Make sure that hip is in alignment with knee, nice and forward fold over that thigh. Reach back with your left hand to grab that ankle. Get that good quad stretch. And we're going to hold here a little bit longer. 3, 2, 1. Release. Come out of it nice and easy. Kick that right leg back. Go back into that downward facing dog. Go ahead, pedal it out. Left knee comes up in between those hands, across the body. Drop the hips. Forward fold over that thigh. Make sure knee and hip are in alignment facing forward. Take that right hand, reach back to that right ankle, and get that right quad stretch in. Hopefully this comes with a little bit more fluidity after stretching your body for the last 2 weeks. Hold a little bit longer here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it. Shift that left leg back. Go ahead and pedal it out. Drop onto your knees. Swing the feet all the way around. And we're going to do some ankle stretches. Go back onto your back, knees up, the little tabletop with the shins. And here we're going to pedal with the ankles as if we're on a little bicycle. Pedal back and forth like this. Left, right, as if you're pushing on pedals. A couple more each side. And then feet straight into the ground. Straight towards the ceiling. And now we're going to spread those toes, create space in between those toes. Go ahead and wiggle them. And then we're going to fan them away from each other and towards each other. Away from each other and towards each other. Again, it takes a little bit more mindful movement to move those ankles like we want. We're going to just shift in and out. Couple more reps here. 3. You should also be feeling a nice calf stretch there. 2. Again, everything is in alignment. And release. Shift that body up. And that is our lower body flow. Remember to nurture yourself today. Thank yourself for showing up today. And I will see you tomorrow for day 14 of Mind Body Stretch.